Hi, this is a training video for how to set up an umbrella project and add goals. The first thing you're going to want to do is sign in, navigate to your lead entity site. For this umbrella, we're going to be using the project site map. So navigate to the map. Let the projects load, and we're going to be using the select tool to select the projects that we want to participate in the umbrella. So I'm going to want these 5 projects, and I'm going to adjust the first column width just a little bit so I can see all the project numbers. And now we're ready to create an umbrella. Navigate to your workspace. From here, we're going to add an umbrella project. I'm going to give it a name and a start date and an end date. And these can be edited later if you need to. I'm going to add a description, and this is a description that identifies all the activities for all the related grant projects in the umbrella. So think big scale. And so these umbrella projects are used for multi-phase, multi-year projects that include multiple grant projects, a minimum of 2 grant projects. We're going to be adding in some costs, and this would be for the entirety of the project, including all the grant projects. And then we're ready to create an umbrella. So project has been created. Now this is where we're going to be editing and curating the details about the umbrella. We want to add a nice photo. This is going to show up on the public side along with the umbrella details, and it's also going to show up in the pop-up. So choose a nice photo. You can also add other funding if you need to. If there's funding outside the grant projects that need to be identified, that's where you're going to be adding other funding here. And we're going to be adding goals here in a minute once we add our related projects. The next step is to add those related projects. So I took a snip of the ones I want to add. So I'm just typing in the if I can spell. I'm just adding in the project numbers to get the list of projects. You can do it by name or you can do it by number. So I'm just adding in the project number. So I want 11 estuary 2002. There it is. And 1002. And this one, and you notice that some of these will come over with projects that are related already. I may or may not want all of those. So we'll have to take a look once I'm done. So I'm just going to keep adding. And 34. And I'm going to add this one that's actually in planning. It's being planned in my SC 1016. Okay. I'm going to click apply. And I'm going to add a few more. To apply. And then I'm just going to double check. Oh, I forgot one. and apply. And now I need to go find it. So it has a Prism ID number, so I'm going to go for that. Aha. Okay. All right. So these are the ones that I'm going to use. And once I'm done curating, I could remove them if I want to by clicking the X, or I can add more. You've seen that part. So once I'm done, I'm going to click return. And now I can see all of my related projects, and I can see the project total. So if I want to adjust this $4 million, I can do that here by clicking edit. But I'm just going to leave it for now. So now we're ready to set our project goals, our umbrella project goals. So what's going to happen is as you bring in these related projects on the back end, we're going to pull, the system pulls the metrics together. And so we can see on this page how many projects have a particular metric. So if we look at this one here, total amount of estuarine nearshore acres treated, there's 4 projects participating that have that metric. And the total is, for all 4, is 240. But let's pretend that I want a metric value of 250 acres. So I can apply that. And now it'll show up on the goals column. And I can also set a target date, and I can add a note. So you don't have to set goals for everything. You can pick and choose. So if I want to set a goal for, let's say, riparian miles stream bank treated, then I click the little pencil. I say 2 miles and apply. So on the dashboard page, the goals are going to show for the metrics that have goals. If they don't have a goal, it's not going to show up on the dashboard page. So you can pick and choose. You can also hide them on this page. It's not going to hide them on the umbrella. It's just going to hide them on this page. If you need to unhide them, there's this toggle right here. So now we're ready to take a look at our umbrella. So click on the dashboard. This is going to show our summary, our photo, all the projects that are participating in the umbrella in this map. It's going to show the funding donut. It's also going to show the project costs, and it's going to show metric rollup and our goals. So the way to read this is we set the goal at 250. We've completed 240. We have 0 in progress, which means we don't have any planned projects that are addressing this particular metric. And then we have 10 to be determined. So if we want to take a look at which ones are participating in that 250 acres, we can select any one of these. Notice there's a name associated with them as you roll over the hyperlink. And if you want to go to the page, you click on this link here. And then we see the 10 acres to be determined, meaning we haven't identified a project that's going to address these additional 10 acres yet. That's what that means. And then at the bottom, we also have the Gantt chart. So we can see when the umbrella project started, which is in 1994, and then through to, well, going to be continuing on to 2030 apparently. So other things to note is if you have any unfunded projects, they're going to be identified here, an unidentified source at the moment. But you can toggle between what has been funded and what still needs funding by clicking on this donut and then using the toggle. Now, if you need to make any of these projects, grant projects, private, let's pretend this one, which is in the planning status, or it looks like it's active actually. Um, if it's a planned project, then you can under this setting here, change it to private if you need to, say if there's a landowner concern, you're acquiring a parcel or something like that. You can, at the grant project level, make the grant project private so you can see it, but the public can't see it. Now to get back to the umbrella, you can click here in related projects, or you can navigate to your portfolio dashboard where all of your umbrellas are going to live. And so this is the new umbrella that we just created together. And if I want to edit it, and I go to the details page, and this would be where I would be doing my editing. Now we've noticed that some lead entities have opted to use the umbrella tool for watershed planning, which is great. The thing that we ask is that to keep the definition clear for the public, that you make those private so they're not viewable by the public. And so when you log out and log back in again, you'll notice your umbrellas will stay here. This is your library of umbrellas. And if you want to use this umbrella tool for any ad hoc querying, you can do so by coming to the filter and filtering by geographic area. Let's see, legislative district, for example. It can be a multi-filter, so I only want like completed projects within that legislative district, and then click apply. Not a ton. So this is how you would use this umbrella format and then look at the project cost, the metric rollup, which will include all the metrics because we're not setting goals for these. It's just going to include everything with no goal setting. So everything that's in progress or completed will be shown in this metric rollup, and then the timeline. So that's how you use the portfolio dashboard tools to access the same cost metric and timeline as you would in an umbrella project. It's not going to stick around though. So if I come back here to my portfolio dashboard, you notice it's not going to be added to the list. It's sort of a way of filtering the data on the fly as needed. So that's the tour. Thanks so much for watching.